move here, Gary.
Talk about elevating and linker. Jermaine Griffin says, well, if Kobe can't do it, maybe it's my turn to take over. I'm the second leading scorer on this team.
Yo, you listening to Mell from Queens, Sports Talk Radio, WGJS Radio. Got a special guest today, man, Jay Fragher, my boy. We went to college together, man, Farmingdale, played ball. He actually was there, like, a year before me?
Yeah, I was
like maybe a year before me, right? Yep. Or 2 years?
It might have been 2 years.
Yeah, probably like 2 years before me, track, basketball, a little bit of everything. Oh, you know what? This is what we're going to do. First, real quick, if you want to call 347-410-8077. And also, I sent out a video link out there. So if you want to, just jump on the video link. If you got it, just jump on. We got you today. We're going to talk about a little bit of everything today to start out. But first, I want to do is I want you to introduce, yourself, where you from, what you do, how we kind of whatever, and then we go from there because I want people to know, who you are, so.
All right. Well, Jay Fragher from Staten Island, New York. I knew Mell from college. We played it's SUNY Farmingdale. Now it's called Farmingdale State. It was a nationally ranked junior college, so we were good. We were really good. And me and him used to go at it when it comes to basketball talk. We used to go at it, and we're good friends. So it was definitely a good experience. My basketball resume is extensive. I played in high school, college, tournaments, all of that. So I'm now, retired from the Air Force. I was in the Air Force for 20 years, and now I'm just doing other things. I have projects. I have a web series that I'm going to be talking about in a little while. And also, I do mentoring, coaching, things of that nature. So, basically that's really it in a nutshell. But this web series is a big project I'm working on, and we're going to definitely get into.
Yeah, and you told me where you were from, right?
I'm from Staten Island, New York. I brought that up.
Okay, all right. So, yeah. Sure. So, like Jay was saying, man, we said, like, this ain't new to us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if people don't know, and shout out to anybody who might be in the debate group that's watching right now, man. Yeah. But, me, Jay, Tim, my brother, May, Alvin. Well, Alvin, he didn't go to Farmingdale, though.
He didn't go to Farmingdale.
Yeah, but we know, there was debate group. Yeah. So we normally have a debate group. But with this dude, Jay, man, we've been debating, man, since Farmingdale, man, since like 96. Dudes don't know, we used to have like the dorms. We used to have the basketball courts like right by the dorms. So him and his roommate, Ed, they used to talk all the time, man. Yeah. And Tim and myself, man, we just talk about ball all the time and debate. And next thing you know, it's like 3 a.m. in the morning. Dudes out there with the rock, like, yo, what's good, man? You keep talking that talk. Yes. Let's get it on, man. So, it is what it is. You got a series that you're working on now. Like, what type of series is it? And, just give me a little bit of idea, like, what the series is about.
Great segue, by the way, because it kind of relates to what we went through when we was going, at Farmingdale. So basically, it's a web series about a basketball player that's playing in junior college. Really good, can play. It kind of relates. I put this web series and I made this character kind of combine like a lot of people we know and grew up with.
Right.
So he's a really good basketball player, but trials and tribulations, things happen, and he kind of veered off course. And then his academics kind of hurt him. So he was a junior college All-American. However, since his academics was not too good, a lot of Division I coaches that was looking at him steered away from him. So as the series goes on, you can see how things kind of unravel with him.
Okay.
And so now he's thinking about going D2, but that wasn't his goal. So now it's like, I don't want to go to Division II or III school. And I'm his coach at junior college, 2-year school. Trying to get him to go to D3, doesn't want to, then he veered off course, and now he's trying to sell drugs. I got a whole bunch of characters that make this thing work. It's really entertaining. I think a lot of people's going to love it.
Okay.
Also, one other thing, too, that I have a bunch of females I know, some eye candy in there, so it's going to be something that's going to be good for the viewers. I think they're going to love that, and they're going to love the fact that the characters match the people, the individuals.
Right. So, and we're going to get into that. What we're going to do is we're going to play, part of the trailer
No
like after our break, our first break, and we're going to get more into that. Now, with that being said, so we're going to come back to that because I want you to kind of get more in detail, about the characters, how long you've been doing this and stuff like that. Once we play, the trailer. But I got a question for you because I know, what's your NBA team, man? Let's just get to it, man. Let's just get to it, man. What's your NBA team?
Philadelphia 76ers for sure.
Okay, so now that you know what I mean, you spoke about the 76ers. James Harden. Now, I'm going to let you say what you say, and I'm going to give you my take. So, you spoke about James Harden's deal yesterday,
yes.
right?
Yep.
Tell me about his deal. Like, you like it? You love it? Like, tell me why.
I think James Harden he bought in, and I feel like he wants to win the championship.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because he took a pay cut. And the pay cut helped us now to get players like P.J. Tucker, DeAnthony Melton, Daniel House. Without him doing that and, waiting on signing and we getting able to get those guys was now making us a championship caliber team because now we have bench pieces. We wasn't really that far away anyway. So getting those bench pieces is going to help us.
Now, we heard that for a long time.
Well,
yeah.
You're right, but things happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Things don't always go according to plan. And you got to realize, too, like, who expected Embiid to get his face cracked open and then his thumb having certain, and missing games? That never was in the plan. And then Harden came only 4 months into the season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a lot that came into play.
Now, my thing is that I hear what you're saying.
All right, here we go.
And, don't forget, I got my co-host over here, Joel. What's up, Joel?
Hi. Hi.
What's going on? So, let me say this real quick. Here's my thing. You could chime in, Joel, if you want to chime in. I feel like it's not that James Harden took a pay cut. I feel like that they told him, like, listen, man, like, where you play, like, we not getting. He wasn't getting the max that he was supposed to get. He wasn't getting the number that he was supposed to get when he came to Philly. He lost that by his play. So it's not like that. I don't think it was like a willing pay cut. I feel like it was like a pay cut when he was forced. Now, did it work for the team? Yeah, it still worked for the team, but he didn't earn that money. He thought he was gonna get a different bag, and that bag had to change because of his performance in the playoffs, I believe, and probably going towards the end of the season.
No, I disagree with that because he opted out. So he could have signed for the $47 million a year if he wanted to. He opted out and he decided to take lower. And the thing about it is, if you look at the NBA as a whole, a lot of people are signing these big deals, getting $50 million, and they didn't even make the playoffs. So Zion, he just signed for what? An enormous amount. That's almost like $50 million.
I mean, the young dudes, that you expect that from the young dudes. Like, think about this: why turn down $47 million, right, for one more year, just to sign a contract for 2 years? To me, that says that, okay, the team is saying, like, yo, we still respect your game, but it's like we fully haven't bought into you yet. Because think about it. Wow, think how much you turned down $47 million to renegotiate your contract. It's going to be a 2-year deal, right?
Yes.
Right. So
with a player option in the second year, but yeah. It's
so think about it.
1-2 year.
Yeah, so it's like you pretty much getting the same thing. To me, it comes off as if like you got to prove yourself to get more money again. Because why
yourself? That's good,
right? But he should have already, when he came to Philly, he was supposed to sign like a 4-year extension, 5 years, 4 or 5 year max.
Yes.
So now with him not doing that, to me, it's more so saying like now you got to show us play because you already know how the fans feel. You already know how the media, how they was doing James Harden. So once they started getting in people's ears and stuff like that, I feel like they got into management, and management's like, yo, James Harden, we don't think you worth the max.
No, because the thing about it is, if he did take the money and opted in, then we wouldn't be able to get those bench pieces we needed. We obviously needed a bench because when somebody gets hurt, like Embiid and then Harden, the hamstring and all the other stuff, we didn't have nobody to go to the bench. So if he would have signed that, we wouldn't be able to sign other players.
I'm saying like everybody's signing bench play. I feel like the market, you can get bench players off of course, the free agent market is still open. Then you got like undrafted players still going on, but because the season haven't started yet, so you're still gonna have some free agents out there. You're still gonna have some undrafted players, and you're still gonna have the players that's willing to take some veterans that's willing to take the mid-level option. Harden, you got Embiid, you got Harden, you got Maxey, you got Thibault, you got Tobias Harris, you got all these players. I mean, at the end of the day, like. You could build some guys. Like it's not like you had to pay Tucker that much money to make your bench, because at the end of the day, like your crew is good enough where it's like even if the bench is suspect, you got enough players within your starting five that should be able and capable to get the job done.
Okay, so here's where we go into the seeding thing, because I think seeding is important. Look at the Nets. They was 9th. So my whole thing is if Embiid's out, because he has health issues, he's going to probably be out a little bit here and there. How are we going to survive if we only have Harden, Maxey, and then somebody else out? We have no bench.
Now you saying only Harden, only Maxey.
I'm saying Harden, Maxey, and Tobias is good, but I'm saying to get us over the top, we're gonna need a bench.
I mean, of course, but here's what I'm saying. I agree. For years, for the last last year was cool, but 2 years prior to that, I felt like the Celtics' problem was that they had Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and they was doing a majority of the work, and they had no bench. So it stopped them from
I agree.
Going to the finals.
Yep.
It stopped them from the conference finals one year as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But they still was competitive. They still made the playoffs. They still won a round. So I feel like if you're talking about winning a championship and having role players and stuff like that, of course you need some role players. Of course you need the role players. But if you telling me if like the regular season started and Embiid got hurt for a few games, you mean tell me that crew, there's absolutely nothing they can do with James? Like how do you see James Harden? Like what's your value on James Harden?
I think James Harden is still one of the best players in the NBA, and his resume speaks for himself. That's why I think he earned the Supermax. He has the credentials and everything like that. But my point is, and I always tell people this, Harden is only as good as Embiid. So what I'm saying is, if Harden doesn't have Embiid, it's not going to be the same. The flow, the offense is not going to really flow the same. So without Embiid, Harden's not going to be Harden. Without Harden, Embiid is not going to be. They need each other.
But he's not even. But he plays a different role with Embiid. Like. If Embiid is not there, you don't think Harden's like, okay, I'm getting 30. Yeah, I'm trying to get 30.
But that's not going to be helpful for us, though.
You don't think that would be helpful if Embiid is not playing?
If Harden is out there trying to get 30,
right?
That's not going to be helpful for us. How did that help Houston when he was out there getting 30? Did they win?
No. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
So we don't want that. We don't need him to do that anymore. That's done. We need him to be a facilitator, be a point guard. So my whole thing is if he's playing his role and he's playing off Embiid and he's being a facilitator, point guard that can score as well, the team is much better off. When you have Harden trying to take the shots, do his thing, get 30 and 40, that's not going to help the team. It doesn't work. It hasn't worked.
But okay, I agree. If he can't be jacking shots all day when you got an Embiid, right? But I guess your argument was if Embiid go down. If Embiid go down, if you see him as a max player, he still should be able to carry it. You know what I mean? He's not only should he be able to carry a team during the regular season, with the roster the way it is, he should be at least get out the first round with the roster the way it is.
So why didn't the Nets get out the first round? They had Durant and Kyrie. See what I'm saying? You can't do that, because the thing about it is it's about fit and it's about matchups as well. So my whole thing is, I think Embiid needs Harden. I think that's what the missing piece with the team before. Ben Simmons wasn't it. So I think they both need each other. I'm one of the people, like, I do not like Harden without Embiid and vice versa. Like, I don't like the team when one of them is missing. I don't.
So with that being said, then, how do you feel about the performance in which they had this year?
I think they did really good. We beat Toronto, who nobody had us beating, and then we played Miami. It was 2-2. But they both played. So they did really well to me together.
But do you feel like they should have won that series? You think Harden, like, how do you? So
Well, people forget, Harden had a 30-point game in one of those games.
Okay.
He had a 30-point game. We won.
Okay.
And then the other game, I mean, he didn't do all that great, but we won that game, and then we lost 2. So it was 2-2, and we had both of them.
Right. And after that, when y'all lost.
He didn't really play that well. I'm not taking away the fact that and say he did great. He didn't. He didn't. But I feel like the first 2 games, when Embiid wasn't there, Harden wasn't good. He can't play that well to me without Embiid. I really feel like that.
So that goes back to my initial question. Then I want to talk about the Kyrie situation a little bit and Kevin Durant. So that goes back to my initial topic. If he can't do that without Embiid, then that's why he took the deal that he did. Because if they felt like, just say like something happened to Embiid, we're done. So they would have paid him like a max player to like, yo, we can put some work in. The reason why they didn't pay him, because I don't feel like they paid him. Joel, what do you think about James Harden? Are you a James Harden fan? Mm-hmm. What do you think about James Harden?
So I just feel like he's a really good player because like he can shoot, and then I just really like shooters.
But do you think he's like one of the top players in the game?
Yes.
You got a question for Jake?
Yeah. So if you can be on any team you would ever want to be on in the NBA, what team would it be?
The Sixers. The Sixers because of Harden. I think Harden brings a whole dimension. He makes everybody better. If you notice, Maxey got better. Embiid got better. His numbers went up. Embiid was never averaging over 30 until Harden got there. Maxey's
but he was
improved.
right there though. He was on the borderline. He's like 28. He's like 29.
He was
28.
third. He was third in scoring behind LeBron and Giannis.
But they always like 29, 28.
You're right. And then when Harden got there, he was averaging like 32. He was getting 40 and 20s on a regular. So Harden helped his game. So I want to play with him too because everybody's getting better playing with Harden. And look at his resume. People act like he fell off completely. He was averaging 22 and 10, and he's all NBA MVPs. He has all of this stuff, and this is recent. So we gotta like stop ignoring all these things and get it together and realize that this guy's still one of the best players in the NBA. To me,
who Harden?
Yes.
I mean, he's. Let me say this: he's still, of course, like a good player, right? He's still
a star.
If you want to say like one of the best players in the NBA. I mean,
he's still an all-star.
He's still an all-star. Yeah.
Westbrook's not an all-star anymore.
And that's the thing where it's like sometimes it becomes debatable on these topics because when you look at the numbers, do we look at the numbers
or do we look at the numbers? He still got better numbers than him.
Right, but it's close.
Not really. 22 and 11. Westbrook's like 17 and 7 this year.
This year Westbrook was 18, 7 and 7.
That's not close. 18, 7 and 7, and you have a guy that's getting 22, 11 and 7, and his team is winning 50
22.
games.
No, I'm just saying, like when I say close, I mean it's like it's like 3-point difference, 4-point difference, which is
now when it comes to
and you got to think about this. Westbrook did most of that as the second option or the third option, where as far as like Harden, he had some, a couple times when he was like second or third option, but he started out, just being a facilitator. Remember Kyrie was like, yo, he's going to be like the point guard on his team last year. So he made up in his mind to be, like a facilitator. But I guess what I'm saying is that even though Harden has better numbers, to say that I don't think that I still put Westbrook and Harden in the same class.
No, I wouldn't. Because Westbrook is not a facilitator like that. He's not getting nobody better. And the scoring went way down.
Well, I disagree with that. Now, here's one thing. I feel like the good thing about Russell Westbrook, and if y'all want to call and give us a call at 347-410-8077, that's 347-410-8077. Like the last year when Westbrook was in OKC, he had some young talent. I feel like Westbrook right now is at his best when he has the ball in his hand and he's just running, like doing his thing, like with some young players, and there's no sense of urgency. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he take a team to a playoffs. I feel like they didn't max out Russell Westbrook because he should have came off the bench. I feel like he should have came off the bench, and he would have been – his production would have been even more – he would have gave out more quality production.
So if you think
coming off the bench, I feel like, because now you got some young players, the ball's in his hand, and he's able to do things. So I feel like in a situation like that, Westbrook does the best, but he's not going to win a championship playing that type of style. So if you put him with like an AD and you put him like with a LeBron and you bring him off the bench, I feel like it's better. The problem the Lakers is going to have again with Westbrook, I don't know we ain't really talking about Westbrook, if they try to force him to be a starter. Again, with him and LeBron. I just don't, me personally, unless LeBron is going to just get off the ball, which I'd rather have the ball in LeBron's hand, I don't really want to give up the ball to
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So that
yeah,
so I would agree with you.
Yeah, so we're going to transition right now. Yeah. All right, Kyrie Irving. Where should Kyrie Irving go?
Huh?
Where should Kyrie Irving go? What team? You don't know?
Oh, no.
What you think? Where should Kyrie Irving go?
The Knicks need a star.
Okay. I actually said that before, but I just forgot.
You said who?
I was going to say the Knicks before, but I just lost my train of thought. Because the Knicks just need somebody good.
Yeah. They need a marquee name.
Well, I think the Knicks got better with that Brogdon.
They didn't get Brogdon.
No, they got Brunson.
Yeah, Brunson. Yeah.
I think that's a good move for them. I think because he brings energy. You know, like a lot of times, like players like Brogdon, they thrive in New York. They bring energy. Like those energy guys, like the John Starks. You know, the Jeremy Lins. You know, who else is like an energy guy? Even Spreewell in his older years. Like when Spreewell, he just brought this type of energy to the Knicks. It was different. I guess John Starks brought it in a different way as well. He was like, because he became like one of the fans' favorites. Now I'm not comparing him to them. I think he's a better player, but I think with this roster and with what they have now, and with not so many players really want to come to New York, I don't think that's a bad deal getting Brunson.
But that's not a marquee name that's going to draw people to come to you. That's why I'm saying Kyrie's the type of guy that he's going to draw.
All right,
another superstar over there.
Okay, we got a caller. Let's see, we got a callers calling from. What do you want to talk about? Caller, what's going on? This is you tuned in to Mell from Queens Sports Talk. I got Jay in the building. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, he's still on my name. It's Jay from Long Island. How you guys doing today?
All right, we good. Yo, what's your comment?
Yeah, I got a comment because a couple of things you're saying I disagree with.
Okay.
With Harden and Westbrook, a couple of things. Like, it's not like people listen too much to the media instead of watching the games. Because Westbrook, see the difference between Westbrook and Harden numbers is Westbrook is playing with another point guard in LeBron. So to make it seem like he ain't no superstar still, or no all-star, because he's averaging 18, 7, and 7, right? Next to another point guard. LeBron James is 2 point guards at all times, and LeBron is heavy on the ball. So for you to get 18, 7, and 7 is amazing playing amongst LeBron. That's more than what Wade was getting outside of the point. The points about the same, but rebounds, assists, that's what Westbrook was giving you. So people looking at the record like they wasn't winning as if they don't play in the West and like LeBron and them dudes was playing together all season. Westbrook, LeBron, and Davis, which is the nucleus. Because most of the time when people win championships, they have a nucleus, right? So the nucleus was LeBron, Westbrook, and AD. They played 20 games. Stop acting like they lost because everybody was healthy, and there's nobody was winning games in the NBA that let's say that it didn't have a full healthy roster in the West, you wasn't making the playoffs. That's just what it is. And you play in the West.
Let me say this real quick. Now, my argument wasn't about how many games the big three played. Like, I just don't think LeBron and Westbrook is going to be a great fit because, for one, of course LeBron is a better shooter. Westbrook is not a great shooter, right? And LeBron is older in his years, and Westbrook is not a great defender. So you got two players that both need the ball, two players who can't consistently give you hustle and good defense. You know what I mean? So that in itself, and two players who, number one, aren't great free throw shooters, and number two, aren't the greatest shooter, which is LeBron is a better shooter. You know, he's improved over the years. So you're trying to force something that, to me, just ain't gonna work. Like, you know what I mean? I'd rather have the ball. You gotta choose. You have to make a choice, and a lot of people don't want to make a choice.
But that's not true. This is the reason why it's not true. Because in order for things, people said the same thing about Wade and LeBron. And when they first played that first season, they was horrible. And when I say horrible, meaning they didn't live up to the standard that people wanted them to live up to.
They went to the
finals. But the difference was, they went to the finals. When they got Birdman, they went on a run. They went on a run after they got Birdman.
They won 23 games.
Right,
when they started out 9-8 before they got Birdman. Then they went on a run. They started out
right. But I'm saying this is what I'm saying, Mel. Right, when you got this is what I'm saying though.
And I'm gonna let Jay jump in after because we gotta take a break.
Okay, when you got Braun in his prime, Wade in his prime, Bosh in his prime, at that time 9-8 wasn't acceptable. They wasn't accepting that. They were saying, look, these dudes, it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work. But what happened was 50 games in, 40 games in, now they able to get a rhythm. You can't get a rhythm when AD is always out. Then LeBron is always out. Then Westbrook was the only consistent thing. And people talk about his numbers. Take LeBron off the team. He was putting up James Harden numbers. So we got to stop acting like he wasn't an all-star because if we going by numbers, first of all, his field goal percentage was better than his field goal percentage. I'm not talking about just 3-point percentage. I'm talking about his field goal percentage for the season was better than Dame's before he got hurt, was better than Curry's, was better than Tatum's. These dudes is all-stars, right? And they number one options on their team. And Westbrook had a higher field goal percentage. Yes, they 3-point percentage. We get it. Westbrook ain't the greatest 3-point shooter.
But you can't say that. Let me say you can't. Go ahead, Jay, because you can't say he got a better field goal percentage and then jump to yes, they got a better 3-point percentage. When let me tell you why. When we in the era of the 3-point game. Go ahead, Jay. Jump in real quick before we take a break.
How you gonna say when AD and LeBron is always out? So if that's the case, shouldn't Westbrook's numbers be off the roof, off the chain? Because now you don't have LeBron to worry about. LeBron's hardly there. LeBron was hurt a lot. So I don't understand how you can say because he good.
Without them, he was almost at a triple-double again.
No, he was averaging like 18. He wasn't. His numbers was
not when LeBron was. Not when LeBron was out. That's what I'm saying. If you're not watching the games and you just listening to the media, you would believe that. When he wasn't playing the game, Westbrook was getting 22, 9, and 9. 22, 9, and 10. Go watch the game. Go look at the stats.
But that's what I'm saying. You're just talking about numbers. My point wasn't if you got Westbrook on the team right now and Westbrook is your guy, Westbrook ain't leading nobody nowhere.
He's not, because he's not
yes,
a point
guard.
He ain't leading nobody nowhere. He ain't leading nobody nowhere. Even when you give him since Kevin Durant left, right? No. Westbrook has not. You know what? We got to take a break real quick.
Houston Wizards, he didn't really win.
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to a quick break. If you want to call back in, you can call back in. Because I'm gonna leave the phone line open for other callers. But Jay, man, if nobody don't call back in, we're gonna take a quick break. You can call back in. This is Mel from Queens Sports Talk. Give us a call, 347-410-8077. So, rocking with us.
Make sure to download the WGJS Radio app from the Apple Store or from the Google Play Store.
Great having you.
Incredible women.
I wish they had those kind of cool careers for women when we were growing up.
So in this flashback, we're all the same age?
Yeah.
What does everyone want to be when they grow up?
If I say 2 jobs, do I get extra credit?
No.
I want to make immersive video games. I want to revolutionize 3D printing. I want to analyze data from the cloud.
I want to be a meteor.
You mean meteorologist?
No.
That's great, Al. Follow your dreams.
For the record, I was a baby in the 70s.
My daughter started making necklaces. She makes what we call affirmation fashion. I tell her every day that your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. Your black is beautiful. And if there's anything better than being beautiful, it's being smart. And if there's anything better than being smart, it's being kind. And reaffirming that every day is our method of making sure her chin never drops.
Even though we didn't grow up together, he's my favorite brother.
Hey, sis.
I'm the baby of the family, and he's the gentle giant.
What you know about Port Georgia?
Man, please, that's a classic.
You know when they say people are a rare breed? Yeah, he's that.
I'm sorry, I'll be back in a few hours.
Don't worry, Shug, you know I'm for you.
I know.
Go get the football.
That was my favorite memory. He was always for ya. This is a true story of me, Bridget Floyd, and this guy, George Perry Floyd Jr., my big brother.
All right, how you guys doing?
Wait, how'd you get your video like that? Is that 4K or something?
Right, you got us over here looking like a hot mess.
No, it's actually a powerful live streaming app for Mac called Ecamm Live. You know what? Let me show it to you real quick. So you're able to use your mirrorless camera as a virtual webcam, and you can tweak the colors right in Ecamm Live using their camera effects, and then bring this video right into Zoom, Google Meet, and pretty much any other virtual meeting app. You can even stream directly to Facebook, YouTube, or LinkedIn and bring in comments right onto the video. And you can customize the look, size, and position of the comments right in the app. Or you can even add your logo to the corner of your video, or yourself, or both. There are plenty of picture-in-picture styles to choose from if you're sharing your screen for a tutorial or doing a presentation. And it doesn't have to be live. You can use it to record a course and eliminate the need to have to edit it later, all in 4K quality. And if you got a green screen, you can set it up right in Ecamm Live, and you can bring that into your different meetings. If you're feeling fancy, you can move yourself into the corner of your frame to do a commentary or a reaction video. You can even add in video clips just by dragging and dropping it in. Pretty much everything's drag and drop. Y'all follow me? Okay, good. So if you want to step it up a notch, you can add some overlays to your video, whether it's a simple graphic or you want to have some titles or other info at the bottom of your screen. You can even add animated overlays like this one or this one. And with Ecamm Live's interview mode, you have full control over the look and feel of your broadcast. And you can add branded overlays to frame you and your guests and look like a real legit broadcast. And you can save each layout as a scene and switch between them with the press of a button. You know, these days between virtual meetings, school, live streams, we on video all the time. So you just want to show up in a way where you can be confident and proud of. And for me, Ecamm Live is at the center of it all. Did y'all get all that?
You were on mute.
Yo, we back at it, man. We back at it. Mell from Queens Sports Talk, WGJS Radio. I'm here with my boy, Jay Fragher. Yo, so we were just talking about the NBA. We had a caller call in about Westbrook. We're going to get back to that. So caller, if you want to call in, call back. You can call back. Give us a call, 347-410-8077, 347-410-8077. But yo, Jay, you got a series you working on. No, somebody just tuned in, say they missed the first part of the show. Hopefully they didn't. Everybody's been watching. We got 1 million people watching, but just in case, just kind of give them an idea of like the series, like, you know, what's going on, you know, and what's your goal, what you trying to do with the project.
Well, the project is about a junior college basketball player, and I want to just send a message out because I feel like a lot of people can learn from it because we have a lot of people that play ball and focus on that goal is to go D1 or, you know, be the best on the basketball team. But the thing about it is, if you're in college, you're a student athlete. So the student comes first. And some people miss that part of it and then start, you know, struggling. So this kid struggles in academically, and then all the Division I schools that he's trying to go to kind of veered away.
Right.
And that's when he kind of veered off track. Then he went to a local drug dealer to sell drugs. He got caught by a cop. So it's a lot of things that's going on. And me as his coach, I'm a junior college coach trying to get him to Division I can't because of the grades.
Right.
So what's a message in this? And that's my goal to kind of, you know, I've always wanted to do this project because I've always wanted to kind of bring the people I know into this project and bring it to life. And then I want to send messages out because a lot of people I know have regrets because of they didn't take school seriously. Or even me, when I was in college, I played on the Division I junior college team, nationally ranked, and I was just thinking about I wanted to be a starter. And now I look back, it's like I was able to play. That's a privilege to wear their uniform. I was one of the top players, you know, on campus, and it was a privilege that a lot of people couldn't get. So now I look back, it's like, man, I accomplished a lot. So what I want to bring out with this web series project is I want people to see it, learn from it, and they're going to be able to see, you know, especially when you're in the neighborhood, to get away from the drug dealing and things like that. And that's what the kid starts doing, gets in trouble. I have a drug queen pin. It's a female. You know, that's one of my friends I grew up with, and she played the role really good. So a lot of people I got, even if they don't have acting experience, they really did a great job. Even my sister played the teacher that I'm trying to get her to change his grade because I want to get a D1, and she played it really well, and I think it's going to be a good web series. It's called Hoot Reality, so make sure you put it in to YouTube, and when it's done, you'll see the actual, you know, episodes start dropping probably in August, but the trailer's already on there, so just put that in YouTube and you'll find it.
So my follow-up question would be like, I kind of know the backstory a little bit, but tell people, this your first project? Have you done a project before? Like, you know, what's good?
Yeah. So this is my first project when it comes to stuff like this. However, I've been
like a mini series.
Like this, is like the first.
Is this a mini series or
it's
is it
like
short?
It's a web series, which means it's like a movie cut into parts. So it's like a whole storyline, but it's not like one part. So it's like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, and I've always been, you know, a video guy. Everybody that knows me know I've been doing videos.
I remember we was on a team. You was a video. No, I'm just telling you.
You know, well, I used to tape one-on-ones. Right, remember, I had the video camera, the VHS, and I was taping one-on-one games, putting it together, making mixtapes, highlight films. So I've always wanted to do stuff with film. And now that I have the equipment and the knowledge now, because I've been watching web series for years. My friend put me on to one of them. I think it's Money and Violence was the first one I seen. And I was like hooked. But all of them kind of go to the same thing where it's just like drugs, killing, and I wanted to be different.
Okay.
So mine is basketball. They got the drug deal and all that other stuff, but it's
not centered around that.
Yeah,
like
it's not centered around
promoting that stuff. It's more so.
I don't promote that because that's not all it's about. But that is part of everyday life, especially people that grew up in the hood that plays ball. You're gonna see that.
All right, so we're gonna check out your trailer. I want you to introduce your trailer real quick and let people know, you know, what it.
So on the trailer, you're going to see the kid, which shout out to him, Anthony McLean.
Give like one of those introductions, like, yo, you about to watch this, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't going to do all that, but it's a web series. Check out the trailer. You're going to see, you know, a lot of people in there that, you know, they definitely played the role perfectly. But the kid, I want to give him special props because he plays basketball. He's actually a hooper. He played at BMCC, Brooklyn College. He could play. He's going to be in it. You're going to see him in the trailer. You're going to see the drug queen pin who's like running the whole of New York. Spanish female I grew up with. You're going to see Ebony who plays his mother. That's one of my friends, my sister. You're going to see a lot of people in there.
All right, let's do it. All right.
Tell me about that. What's that? Your report card. What's going on with your grades, Kevin?
Let's talk about these troubled times.
Absolutely not. He needed to do the work this semester and he didn't. He didn't even apply himself all semester. Every time I gave him assignments, he came back with the assignments halfway done.
Tell me who it was, man. I'm gonna cut your deal. You'll be home by tonight.
You good, Brandon? You vouch for him? You vouching for this kid, babe? You a little mad.
Tell me how that went down. What happened?
The cop in this particular case was dirty.
Really? How?
Didn't read the Miranda rights. Violated his Fourth Amendment rights.
Let's talk about these troubled times. Navigating through my troubled mind. Hold this trouble that I hold inside. Maintain a balance while I talk the line. Cross my T's, got my eyes believing God. So if I fall, I really hope I fall.
Right. That being said, I'll tell you what. You go back over there, you talk to him, go handle it, find out about this kid, and see what's popping. Because at the end of the day, one setback, and this whole shit come crashing down.
You got it.
All right.
They have to.
So they get my kid to get Reggie. Oh, I guess get him to snitch on him or something? Is that what going on?
Right. They thought that Kevin would have talked so they could get Reggie. Not necessarily get Kevin.
It's us against the world until I die, that's how I'm living. Some things will never change while I'm alive, that's how I'm feeling. Stick around enough, you watch the heroes turn to villains. I'm just trying to save the children.
Realities, man.
Yep.
Nice, man. So, when can we expect this project?
I'm speculating, and I'm gonna throw it out there, but the end of August it should be done. It should be done. We doing some episodes. We're working on it now, and I already got like 3 or 4 done, but I want to get to like 6 or 7, 20 minutes, and like I said, it's turning out really well. I'm even adding more characters too.
Oh, nice, nice. So, with that being said, like, what's your vision going forward for just like projects and just for, let's say, just like, what's your goal now? Now that so you transitioning from ball. You used to do track too. You used to do track. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was doing my thing with track. I was actually better in track.
Right.
You remember I had the record.
Yeah, that's what I'm
for a
saying.
while. I had
Yeah.
a record for high jump. Look it up. It's probably still up there. But yeah, I did track.
And I know we got a call in. We got a caller. We're gonna call in 347-410-8077. 347-410-8077. So yeah, man. So with that being said, like, what's you say you coach? You still coaching?
Not as much anymore, but
Okay.
I actually did a video thing for at Richard Stockton University for 15 and 16-year-olds, just to do a video and help this guy that was running the tournament. And I was mentoring the kids, kind of coaching them and showing them, because a lot of them, they need work.
Right.
They a lot of them wasn't what I expected, because I expected to be like, usually in the summertime you see like top players. A lot of them really need a lot of work. So I actually mentored them and showed them, like, you have to do this, you have to run back, you have to box out, the little stuff, that get you noticed and then win games.
That's good, man. That's good. So, man, like I said, man, I appreciate you, stopping through with the project, man. You can just hang out a little longer, man. We're gonna take some calls, man, and we're gonna see what's good. So we got a caller. Caller, where you calling from, and what's your name?
Guess who's back? Back again. James.
All right, so look, Jay, I'm gonna let Jay real quick address that, because I know you was talking about Westbrook, right? So what you want to kind of like throw out there? Because here's my thing, I guess. So I need to know exactly what you're saying. So are you trying to say that Westbrook is still a superstar? Because, like I said, the issue that I have was not. I feel like Westbrook would be more productive coming off the bench. Like you said, it's 2 point guards on the floor. If you got Russell Westbrook and LeBron James with the ball in their hand, I want the ball in LeBron James' hand. That's just the bottom line. There ain't no ifs, ain't no buts about it.
Why you can't put him at the 2 if he's a superstar?
So, because he can't shoot.
Then he's not a superstar.
And he can't play defense. Right. So my thing was, and I was trying to explain to you, Jay, is that it's more than just numbers. Like, you got LeBron and you got Westbrook, and neither one of them are great free throw shooters. Neither one of them are great defender. Really, neither one of them. At this point, LeBron have moments, but he's not a good defender. You know what I mean? Westbrook's not a good defender. Neither one of them could really shoot free throws. neither one of them are great jump. I ain't even gonna put LeBron because LeBron's he got a high field goal percentage. He's almost 38% at 3. So I'm not gonna say, but Westbrook is really not a shooter. So it's like the ball in your hand or nothing, but you need the ball in LeBron's hand. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm missing here.
I agree with you. I just don't think he's the superstar stuff. That's
I don't think so either. Like,
yeah, that's over with. Like,
okay,
kill that talk.
This is the problem. If you're not watching the games, then you're not going to get it because this is what y'all missing. When you ask me, LeBron and Westbrook can play together, just like Jordan Poole and Steph Curry can play together because they not defensive people. They defensive liabilities. The problem with the Lakers, if you actually watch the games, was injuries all season. So one, I keep telling y'all, Davis was out. LeBron missed a bunch of games. Now, some of the major pieces that was supposed to help contribute to the Lakers was out. Avery was out most of the season.
Man, nobody was counting on Avery. Come on, man. I ain't blaming Lakers. Come on, man.
But I'm saying
they ain't no major. They was a role. Nah, that used veteran piece.
They were veteran pieces that was brought in to help the younger people get over it. When you play against, when you have championship aspirations, you come in. Veteran players is not supposed to play 30, 20 minutes. If you look at THT and some of these other dudes, they had career nights plenty of times. Even Dwight Howard, if you watch their numbers, they had career nights when Westbrook was on the team by himself. The team, they had career numbers.
You prove my
point.
Wait.
No, let me finish.
Uh-huh.
If you watch the game, they had career nights with Westbrook because Westbrook would lead them. But what happened was the team wasn't full. The pieces that they had that was supposed to help them along, right? There's no team in the NBA this year that was missing 2 of their top players, right? Made the playoffs. The Nets was in first place.
The Clippers did.
Exactly.
The Clippers had 2 of their best players out, Paul George and Kawhi.
And they didn't even have a Westbrook.
And they went to the playoffs.
They didn't even have a Westbrook.
Paul George came at the end. Paul George missed at the end. And Kawhi wasn't there from the beginning of the season. So when you start a season and you know he's not there, that's way different than dudes in and out. Come on, we play basketball. The Lakers had.
Wait. Let me just say this real quick. Hold on. Because you just proved my point. I just said that Westbrook would be better as a 6-man come up the bench. Because, like I said, you give him some guys that is like just say like role players,
I agree.
Veteran players. Let him run the second unit, be very productive, and you let LeBron and AD run the first unit. Because think about this. This is what I said. I had made a post and I said, to me, the best lineup for Russell Westbrook would be Westbrook, AK-15, Carmelo Anthony, THT, and Dwight Howard, because he could get lobs, right?
Yeah.
Westbrook when he had his best game, he had that same lineup.
Yeah,
minus Dwight Howard. They had Stanley Johnson playing that role, and they lost the game at the buzzer. He missed a buzzer beater, right? That was Westbrook's best game. So all I'm saying is that I agree with you. You put Westbrook around some players where you really have no expectation from those players. I'm talking about this stage in his career. Because I'm tired of making excuses for Westbrook. You had Melo. After Kevin Durant left, you had Carmelo Anthony. You had Paul George. You had Victor Oladipo. You know what I'm saying?
And they didn't do much.
And y'all ain't do nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You made the playoffs, but y'all ain't, you know what I mean? Y'all ain't do nothing with that. So
Westbrook's game is...
I like Westbrook. I'm not saying he's not a good player. I'm not going to diminish him to say that he's like the worst in the league or how the media doing.
No.
Is Westbrook like top 10? No, he's not top 10.
No, not even 20.
Is he top 20? No. But is he a serviceable player if it's used the right way? Yes. I do believe Westbrook is the third option if you use him the right way. Like right now, like I said, if you got AD and LeBron, you got your starting 5. And don't get me wrong, Westbrook and LeBron can mix it up a little bit, but you don't want that combination for a long time.
This is my point, though. This is my point. Because we're making 2 separate points. I'm not making... What your point is, I don't agree with your point is Westbrook coming up to the bench.
Well, this is my show, buddy. You don't have to agree with my... No.
Right, but I'm just saying I'm not agreeing with your point. But when
I ain't going to pull a Stephen A on you, man. I ain't going to pull a Stephen A on you.
I appreciate it. The detriment to the Lakers this year was injuries, nothing else. I don't want to hear Westbrook and LeBron because this is my point. People say, Westbrook,
we got to let you.
This is,
we got another caller calling in. So finish that last line and call it.
Okay, when Okay, when Westbrook, right, and when Westbrook sat out, LeBron still lost because he didn't have just like when Westbrook was by himself, they were losing. When Westbrook was out, LeBron still was losing because he didn't have no guys. So my last point
Well,
is,
Westbrook, let me say this, hold on.
LeBron,
Westbrook, before LeBron got injured, even when he first came to LA, when he was like the 4th seed or whatever, Westbrook never even had him at that high, but you know what I mean, since those last few
what I'm
years.
saying is,
so.
without LeBron, just go check the stats. Without LeBron, 22 points a game. He shot almost 47% from the field and 34% from the 3-point line. All of those numbers right there.
That's still not 34%. Is still not good.
Numbers. Those are 34% is that's above average. Go look at the average in the NBA. That's above average at 34%. If you want to put it at average, we could say it's average. That's above average. Look at this. The top players in the NBA.
But the argument,
those numbers 47,
but come off the bench,
22, 47, 34.
But the argument is not. But the argument is not if Westbrook can get stats. We know he can get stats.
Come off the bench if you
I'm
can't
talking
play with
about
LeBron.
you want him to be the most productive. Like the goal is this: Westbrook at this stage of his career should be thinking about a championship.
Yeah.
If you want to win a championship,
how can you think of a championship if they're not healthy? If you're not healthy,
wait. That's what I'm saying though. No, but I'm not talking about health right now. I'm not talking about health. I'm talking about winning a championship. If the Lakers want to win a championship, I'm gonna say this again: LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. I'm just talking about shooting and defense. Forget about everything else. Shooting and defense cannot be on the floor at the same time and be a contending team. If they want to contend to be contending, then Westbrook is going to have to come off the bench because all they're going to do is this. Let's back off everybody and let Westbrook shoot bricks. I want the ball in LeBron's hand. Westbrook is not a pick and pop shooter. He's not a catch and shoot type guy.
And he can't play with LeBron. Right. You just made that point. He can't play with LeBron. So how are you going to put it?
No, he could play with LeBron. My point was he could play with LeBron because
30 seconds.
My last thing is he could play with LeBron because he averaged 18, 7, and 7 as a second in a row. So he's showing you that I could play with LeBron. If everybody else get healthy, we could rock out. But the problem was nobody was healthy that year.
Well, I said productive. Yeah, thanks for calling. We like that call, man. You know what I mean? Like we ain't always gotta agree.
Spicy.
Yeah. Nah, but what you think?
I just think he should come off the bench. He's not a starter. He can't play with LeBron and AD. So how are you gonna?
Wait. You think he's now? You saying he's? I'm not saying he's not a starter. I'm saying he's not a starter with this team.
I don't think he's a starter player. Like to actually win games, if you want to win, because what position you want to put him at? He can't run a point anymore. He's not a facilitator, and he can't shoot. Like his game is not the same. So I don't see him as really being a productive player and starter for a winning team. You know, what winning team would you put him on and start? I wouldn't put him on no winning team.
Like I said, I hear that. I agree with what you're saying because I feel like Westbrook is at his best when he got either young talent or veteran talent that there's no expectation. I'm just speaking about since Kevin Durant left. Since Kevin Durant left, because, you know, he had some good moments with Victor Oladipo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you have Melo, Paul George at the same time.
Yeah, but he's not the same player. You talking about years ago. He's not that same player.
That's my point. Yeah, right.
So what I'm saying is we got to forget about that, even with Harden. Like, we can't keep looking at the old Harden and the whole Westbrook. Westbrook's not the same player anymore.
But my point was, I agree he's not the same player, but I'm saying that even when he was that player who people think he still is, you're the man, and you still can't carry a team, and you got Carmelo, and this was like at least 3 years ago. So we ain't talking about the last 2 years, Melo.
No, you're right.
Or last year, Melo. We talking about 2 or 3 years ago, Melo, and about 3 years ago, Paul George. And they lose in the first round.
Yeah, because he's playing the point. I don't like Westbrook at the point. Like
and that's the thing. His problem is not his fault because he was always a shooting guard. He only played the point guard is because his size and he can't shoot. So the NBA, like, if you go to the NBA, we can't play you a shooting guard. You know what I mean? Because even though you can score, you're not like Allen Iverson bucket type getter. You're a different type of
so it's
bucket getter.
It's kind of like it kind of messes up the team chemistry. So like I don't know. I think he's good. I just wouldn't see him as a starter on a winning team. I would put him off the bench.
Yeah, and I want y'all to know, y'all don't have to agree with me. And he only,
you have to agree with me though.
Right, but if you don't agree with me though, I'm gonna start cutting your time shorter. You know. Nah, but if you don't agree, it's all good. Call in and call up. But yo, we thank y'all for tuning in to another week. Mell for Queen Sports Talk. Got Jay in the building. Keep a lookout for his series. Give him the YouTube again. Tell him.
Hoop Realities. It's already up. The YouTube page is up. I just have the trailer on for now, but subscribe on it, and then, you know, when it comes out, you'll be able to get the notification. But it's going to be good. I'm telling you, I got a lot of good stuff on this, and I got more ideas and more characters coming up, so it's going to be interesting. So tune in for it.
Yeah, man. Yo, I appreciate you, man. And you know how it is, man. Like, you know, you can come back again. You know, once it's ready, you know what I mean? Your first episode is ready.
Oh, yeah, we can talk about it.
You know what I mean? We can come back. We can talk about it. And
I just want to shout out one thing about my guy, Anthony McLean. He has different tournaments, different leagues in Brooklyn, you know, so he's still out there. He's still out there doing his thing. And, you know, I'm proud of him because he's 21, 22, and he's out there doing good things, even coaching. And I wasn't even thinking about that at 21.
Well, he might have to come up to the show. We might have to just talk
to
him.
We
like,
definitely.
You know, if you want to bring some of the cast up here, you know
I
what
definitely
We're going to
do.
talk about the cast and what's going on and stuff like that.
I definitely do want to do that,
Yeah, so, yo, we thank y'all. You know, this is Mell from Queen Sports Talk. You know what I'm saying, man? Either tap in or miss out. This is another Saturday. We thank y'all for tuning in. Until next week, yo, let's check out for us, man.
Time move here, Gary. Talk about elevating and linker. Jermaine Griffin says, well, if Kobe can't do it, maybe it's my turn to take over. I'm the second leading scorer on this team.